Good morning. Hello. This is Dr. Pallavi Gupta. Today I will discuss Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act 1994 Part 2. Under Part 2 I will discuss professional obligation of doctors, obligation of genetic clinic and its employee, obligation of gynecologist, sonologist, responsibility of central and state government, the powers of appropriate government authority, power, offences and punishment. Regarding the obligation of honor of genetic clinic and its employee. Under this topic, I will take up two things: regulation and restriction of genetic counseling centers, genetic laboratories, and genetic clinics. And second, obligation regarding use of prenatal diagnostic techniques. Regarding regulation of genetic counseling center, etc. Under section 3, subclause 3A and subclause 3B. Section 3 says that no genetic counseling center, genetic laboratory, genetic clinic, unless they are registered under this act, shall conduct or help in conducting activities relating to prenatal diagnostic techniques. Means only registered genetic counseling centers, etc., will involve in the activities related to the prenatal diagnostic techniques. These centers will employ a person who will, and the person who from whom they will take the services on temporary basis or the permanent. They have to possess qualification as the required. Means only the qualified employee shall be involved in the activities relating to the prenatal diagnostic techniques. No medical geneticist, gynecologist, pediatrician, registered medical practitioner, or other person shall conduct by himself or through any person any prenatal diagnostic technique at a place which is not registered. Means they will conduct the activities relating to the prenatal diagnostic techniques only at a registered place. Further, it says that this act under section 3A prohibit sex selection. No person, including a specialist or a team of specialists in the field of infertility, shall conduct or cause to be conduct by himself or by any other person sex selection on a woman or a man on any tissue, embryo, conceptus, fluid, or gametes derived from either or both of them. Means they will not try to determine sex. They will not go for sex selection. Further, section 3 subclause B prohibit on the sale of ultrasound machine, etc. Here it is mentioned no person shall sell any ultrasound machine, imaging machine, or scanner, or any other equipment which is capable of detecting sex of the fetus or to any genetic counseling center or laboratories or the clinic which is not registered. Means ultrasound machine will not be sold to those to those sectors to those centers or laboratories or the clinics which is not registered. Regarding registration of the genetic counseling, genetic laboratories, and genetic clinics, Section 17, 18, Section 18, 19, 20, 21 says that for all the genetic counseling centers, genetic laboratories, it is mandatory to be registered. Very categorically, it is mentioned that no person shall open any genetic counseling center, laboratory, clinic, etc., or which will have ultrasound machine or imaging machine, scanner, or any other technology which is capable of undertaking determination of sex of fetus and sex selection, or render services to any of them unless a center, laboratory, or clinic is duly registered. Means after the PCPNDT Act, registration is compulsory. And to get the registration, the procedure is to the center will make application to appropriate authority in the prescribed manner, and the appropriate authority will investigate the matter whether the center has fulfilled all the requirements or not during the examination of the application. If appropriate authority satisfied that that center or laboratory or clinic is in a position to provide such facility and maintain such equipment and standard as required, then they will grant the registration. When the centers are registered, they will get the certificate. But regarding the cancellation or suspension of the certificate, if appropriate authority receive any notice or the complaint or suo motu action against the genetic council, center, or the clinic, etc., then they will give the notice to the center why their registration should not be suspended or cancelled. After giving the reasonable opportunity, if they found there is a confirmation of the cases or the provision of this case, the registration may be suspended or the registration may be cancelled as per the case. Then so before moving the obligation of the using of diagnostic technology, here we can say the obligation on the uh, obligation on the genetic counseling center, laboratories, and genetic clinics is that they have to get registered, and they have to get a certificate, and they have to fulfill all the norms which is required to carry on or to use this PNDT technology, or to use the ultrasound machine or image machine for the purpose of for the purpose which is capable of detecting sex or sex determination, but it will not be used for that purpose. They have to prove this thing. This is the obligation regarding this. Regarding obligation, use of prenatal diagnostic technique under section 456. It is very categorically mentioned that the prenatal diagnostic technique shall be used at that place only which is registered. If the place is not registered, it will not be carried on. Means it is the obligation of the genetic council, central laboratory, or the clinic that that any person for conducting prenatal diagnostic techniques have to ensure satisfy that the condition which is mentioned under subclause 3 is there. PNDT should be used for a specified purpose only. No prenatal diagnostic technique shall be conducted except for the purpose of detection of the any of the following abnormalities, which is known as a chromosomal abnormalities, genetic metabolic disease, sex-linked genetic disease, congenital abnormalities, any other abnormalities or disease as it is specified in the Central Supervisory Board. Further, it is very categorically mentioned that no prenatal diagnostic technique shall be used or conducted unless the person who is qualified to do or is satisfied for reason to be recorded in writing that any of the following conditions are fulfilled. Mean to use this technology, following condition has to be fulfilled. Namely, the age of the pregnant woman should be 35 years, is above 35 years. The pregnant woman has undergone gone of two or more spontaneous abortion, or the fetal loss. The pregnant woman had been exposed to potential uh, tetogenic agents such as drugs, radiation, infection, or chemicals. The pregnant woman or her spouse has a family history of mental retardation or physical deformities such as spasticity or any other genetic disease or any other condition which is specified. Means this technology shall be used in this on the following condition. Further, it says that the person conducting ultrasonography on a pregnant woman shall keep complete record thereof in the clinic in the prescribed manner, and any deficiency or inaccuracy found therein shall amount to contravention of the provision of Section 5 and Section 6, as in the case of it is mentioned in the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecologists Societies of India versus Union of India 2019, that there is no substance in the submission that provision of Section 4 subclause 3 be read down. The provision to Section 4 subclause 3 reflect the importance of records in such manner in such cases, as they are often the only source to ensure that an establishment is not engaged in sex determination. Non-maintenance of record is springboard or commission of offence of feticide, not just a clerical error. Means maintenance of the record is very much necessary, mandatory. If record is not maintained, it is a criminal offence. Before moving this point, it is further that no person, including a relative or husband of the pregnant woman, shall seek or increase the conduct of any prenatal diagnostic techniques on her except for the purpose specified in clause 2. Means if there is a abnormalities, only then this technique shall be used. Further, it says that no person, including a relative or husband of a woman, shall seek or encourage the conduct of any sex selection techniques on her or on him or on both. Means they will not use any prenatal diagnostic techniques for the other purpose, and they will not ask for the sex selection. And written consent required to use PNDT. Means under section 5, it says that no person shall conduct the prenatal diagnostic procedure unless he has explained all known side effects and after effects of such procedure to the pregnant woman. He has obtained in prescribed form her written consent to undergo such procedure in the language which she understands, and a copy of her written consent which is obtained is to be given to the pregnant woman. Further, it says that no person, including prenatal diagnostic procedure, shall communicate to the pregnant woman concerned or her relative or any other person the sex of the fetus by word, sign, or in any other manner. Meaning thereby that before using this PNDT means prenatal diagnostic techniques, the person who is using this technique has to has to aware the woman what are the side effects and after effects, and they had to take written consent of the woman. Further, section 6 says that determination of sex prohibited. Means after the commencement of this act, no genetic counseling center, laboratory, clinic, etc. shall conduct or cause to be conduct in its center, laboratory, or clinic prenatal diagnostic techniques, including ultrasonography, for the purpose of determining the sex of the fetus. This is the obligation of the center. Further, it says that no person shall conduct or cause to be conduct any prenatal diagnostic techniques, including ultrasonic graphy, for the purpose of determining the sex of a fetus. Further, it says that no person shall, by whatever means, cause or allowed to be caused selection of the sex before or after conception. Meaning, it is absolutely prohibited under this act that sex shall be determined. Responsibility of the central and state government, although it's not a obligation of the doctor, but this is the obligation of the central and state government to constitute central supervisory board and state supervisory board as the concern. And this board shall have the representative of Ministry of Family Welfare, Law and Justice, Women and Child Department, Indian System of Medicine and Homeopathic, Director of Health Services of the central government, representation of the parliament and central and state government. Regarding the function of the Central Supervisory Board, it is mentioned under Section 16 that it will advise the central government on the policy matter relating to the use of prenatal diagnostic techniques, sex selection techniques, and against their misuse. It will review or monitor the implementation of the act whenever it is required, and it will create. It is the duty of the central government to create the public awareness against the practice of preconception sex selection and prenatal determination of sex of fetus leading to female feticide. It will lay down the code of conduct for the genetic counseling centers, genetic laboratories, and the genetic clinics. It will observe the performance of the various bodies which are constituted under this act for the effective implementation of this act. Regarding the function of the State Supervisory Board, it is almost similar as the Central Supervisory have, except that it will review the activities of the appropriate authorities, which is constituted by the state government, and it will review and monitor the implementation of this act, and will send the report to the central and state government whenever it is required. Regarding the function and power of the appropriate authority, that is under Section 17, it says that appropriate authority it has to be established with regard to intensity of the problem of prenatal sex determination leading to female feticide, because this is a social evil. Law has been laid down, still it is not in control. So appropriate authority is constituted to look into this matter. Regarding the let us discuss first the constitution of appropriate authority. In this authority, there will be representation of the medical experts, legal experts, social worker, and the representation of state and UTs. It will have the power of civil court and to call any person and to say any person to produce any documents, and can issue the search warrant to enter into a place where he has a doubt that this place is using for unauthorized use or illegal use of the PNDT. So this is the constitution of the appropriate authority and the power of this appropriate authority. Regarding the function of the appropriate authority, we will just discuss what work has been assigned to this appropriate authority, and under section 17 the function has been defined. It will grant or suspend or cancel registration of the genetic counsel center, laboratory and clinics. It will enforce the standard for the genetic counsel center, laboratory and clinic to follow. It will investigate the complaint if it is refused for the received for the breach of the provision of this act or the rules, and will take immediate action. It will seek the advice of advisory committee regarding the to consider the application for registration of the genetic counsel and centers. It will take appropriate action against the use of any sex selection technique by any person at a place. Suo motu action also may be taken to initiate independent investigation if it is required. It will create public awareness against the practice of sex selection or prenatal determination of sex. It will supervise the implementation of the provision of this act. It will recommend the centers. It will recommend the Central Supervisory Board and State Supervisory Board as regarding the changes in technology or social conditions. It will investigate the complaint for the suspension or cancellation of the registration of the genetic council center or laboratory, etc., if it is required. So these are the function of the appropriate authority. The offense and penalties means the obligation which is imposed uh, on the gynecologist, registered medical practitioner, or the other specialist, and the centers, genetic counseling centers, laboratories, or genital or the genetic clinics, etc. Impose if any center laboratory breach the provision of this act, or or do not avoid the provision of this act, then it may will be considered as an offense and the penalty is imposed. Let us discuss under section 22. It is mentioned, says that prohibition of advertisement relating to prenatal determination of sex and punishment for contravention. Means advertisement is totally prohibited. It is said that no person, organization, center, laboratory, or clinic, including ultrasound, including those centers which are having ultrasound machine, imaging machine, or scanner, or other technology capable of undertaking determination of sex of fetus or sex selection, shall use, publish, distribute, communicate any advertisement in any form, in print media, electronic media, internet, etc. They will not use. Further, it says that no person, organization, center, etc. shall issue, publish, distribute, communicate any advertisement in any manner regarding prenatal determination or preconception selection of sex by any means whatsoever, scientific or otherwise. Further, it is said that any person who contravene the provision of this section, clause 1 and clause 2, means the facilities are available in this center, and this technology are there, they will use for sex selection and preconception selection. In that case, this is a punishable offense for 3 years and with fine of 10,000 for the first. Uh, and further, it says that the advertisement which include internet or any other media in electronic or print media, and also include any visual representation made by means of any hoarding, wall painting, signal, light, and this and that. So the every form of the advertisement is totally prohibited. Further, section 23 says offenses and penalties. It says that any medical geneticist, gynecologist, registered medical person, or any person, these are four persons, who owns a genetic center, laboratory, or clinic, or employed any person in such laboratory or clinic, and renders his professional or technical service in the center or laboratory or clinic, and who contravene any of the provision of this act shall be punishable. Means any person or the center, those are using technology or rendering their services, it is a punishable offense. For the first offense, there it is a punishable with imprisonment of 3 years, and and the fine with fine of 10,000 rupees maximum. And if for the subsequent conviction with imprisonment which may extend to 5 years, and the fine which may extend to 50,000 rupees. Further, it says that beside this, the name of the registered medical practitioner shall be reported by appropriate authority to the concerned state medical council to remove from the register till the disposal of the case. If it is on the conviction, the name may be recommended for the permanent removal of his name from the register for the first offense, and for permanently in the subsequent offense. It is further says that any person who seeks the the help or aid of any genetic center, laboratory or clinic, ultrasound clinic, imaging clinic or medical geneticist, gynecologist, sonologist or imaging specialist or registered medical practitioner or any other person for sex selection or for conducting prenatal diagnostic technique on any pregnant woman for the purpose other than the specified in this act under section 4 subclause 2, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and with fine which may extend to 50,000 rupees for the first offence and for subsequent offence with imprisonment which may extend to 5 years and the fine of 1 lakh rupees. Meaning thereby any person who seeks help of the center, who seeks the help of any medical practitioner will be liable for the punishment. But here it is mentioned that this provision will not apply to the woman who was compelled to undergo such diagnostic technique or such selection. Means exemption has been given to the pregnant woman. And the presumption in case of conduct of prenatal diagnostic technique, this is under 20 section 24, which says that the court shall presume that the pregnant woman was compelled by her husband or relative to undergo prenatal diagnostic technique for the purpose other than those specified in section 4 subclause 2, and such person shall be liable for the offence. Section 25 says that penalty for contravention of the provision of this act for which there is no punishment is provided. This is very important. Means whosoever means any person, contravene any of the provision of this act or rule made under this act for which no penalty has been provided in this act shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees or both in case of continuing contravention with an additional fine which may extend to 500 rupees for every day during which such contravention continues after conviction for the first such contravention. Means for the continuing contravention of the provision of this act is also a punishable offence. And section 28 says that the offence, every offences which is mentioned under this act is cognizable, non-valuable and non-compoundable offences. Regarding the cognizance of the offence, we can say the court of metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate will take up this offences which is punishable under this act on the complaint made by the appropriate authority or and a person has given a 15 days notice to appropriate authority of the alleged offence and his intention to make a complaint to the court in that way means in any manner complaint will be given by the appropriate authority by itself or by any authorized officer on behalf of appropriate authority. If if the complaint is entertained by the metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate on the ground that notice has been made to the appropriate authority, in that case this court will ask from the appropriate authority to submit the relevant documents. So this is all about the obligation of this professional obligation of the doctors or the mm, or the genetic center, laboratory and clinic, etc. They have to follow the norms and procedure and the condition which is mentioned. They will not use the technology or the techniques for the sex determination, reconception and conception. The next topic is International Code of Medical Ethics. Thank you very much.